Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. In this video, I am going to give you 4 tips on how to use the appointment schedule section in your planner. In other words, I'm going to talk about how to block off time in your planner. This video was requested by you in the comments. In this video, we are going to focus on the appointments section of your planner. First, I'm going to show you 2 examples of appointment schedule sections in my planner. Appointment schedules are anywhere where there are times listed in your planner, and it can come in many different formats. I have 2 appointment schedule sections in my planner, one on my daily insert pages and another on my weekly planner inserts. So let me show you that. So this is the original daily planner. It is a day on 2 pages, and I have sections for everything I need. As you can see here, this is the appointment schedule section where there are times listed over to the left, and there's space at the top and bottom where you can write in times in case your days starts or ends before the times listed here. Now let me just show you the rest of this format. I have a section for a prioritized daily task list. I have a section for a daily tracker, and I have a whole page for daily notes. I love using this format for work and personal purposes. The second place that shows appointment times in my binder are on my weekly planner inserts. These are the original weekly planner inserts. It is a whole week on 2 pages. So you have a column for Monday, a column for Tuesday, and so on and so forth. But if you notice over here to the left are times. So here are your appointment schedule times. The times are also written on the second page over here to the left. I use the weekly planner inserts more for planning my YouTube content, but mostly on a day-to-day basis I use the daily format that I just showed you. Now a little tip, if these times don't work for you, you can always use a thin piece of washi tape to cover those times and write in the times that work for you. Some people work early or work the late shift, etc., and the times that are pre-printed on the forms may not work. And as you can see right here, as I was planning out my YouTube content, I use a piece of washi tape to cover up the times. Now I'm going to talk about why we want to use the appointment schedule section to block off time. Blocking off time is a great way to visualize how you're going to spend your time. Sometimes we try to keep too much information in our head about what we plan to do and when we plan to do it. Dump all of those things out of your head and into your planner, and I promise you, you will feel less stress because you are no longer under pressure to keep all of those things in your head. Some of us are visual people, and using the appointment schedule section to block off time is a great way to strategize visually to make sure that those things that are most important to you, the big rocks, are getting done. So blocking off time in your schedule is helpful because sometimes you don't realize how much time you actually have in your schedule until you can visually see it. Now let's talk about 4 quick ways to block off time in your planner. Number 1, you can just simply write the event next to the time. It's very simple, it's very easy. This is my most frequently used way to block off time. As you can see in this example, I just simply wrote next to the time that I have a meeting. The second way that you can block off time is you can draw a line to indicate how much time an item or event will take you. So as you can see here, I use the line to indicate how long something would take. The third way to quickly block off time is that where some people draw blocks to indicate them blocking off time. And here's an example of that where you can simply draw a rectangle or square to indicate that time is blocked off, and you can shade it in if you like or not. Some people use highlighters and colored ink pens to color code the items in their appointment schedule as well. Some people also use stickers to block off time in their calendar and then write over the sticker to show that the time is blocked off. If you use a different way to block off time in your planner, I would love to hear about it. Let me know about it in the comments. I also want to mention that I often use these Franklin Covey everyday stickers. I find them very functional, and it's a great way to draw attention to something important that I need to do in my planner. I also want to show you some more prettier ways to block off time in your planner. I got these ideas from Instagram. One way that people block off time is they will highlight the area like I just did there, and then put a little sticker in the middle there and right under that area what the time is blocked off for. And it looks really, really good when you have your whole appointment schedule filled in this manner. I thought that was really, really a pretty and creative way of blocking off time. Also, you can use these stickers are the coral stickers found on the Franklin Planner website. They are under $3. Really, really inexpensive, and I like that they are pre-hole punched for your classic planner so they'll easily fit in there. I want to tell you, I normally do not do this. I'm just showing this method because I know some people are really into beautifully decorating their planner. I am more of a functional planner, so I will just be rushing sometimes and will just write in what I need to write in. So here I am using washi tape. You can get a whole bundle of washi tape on the Franklin Planner website. Again, under $3. Really, really inexpensive. And the washi tape even has foil on it, which is kind of a premium thing for washi tape. So I really, really like that. And next, after this, I'm going to show where some people block off time by simply highlighting the times over to the left, and that shows that the area is blocked off. But you can really get creative with blocking off time in your planner. By the way, all of the items shown in this video can be found on the franklinplanner.com website, and you can save money by using discount promo code Tonya Plans. I will also have a link to all of the items shown in this video, and you can see that by expanding the description area underneath this video and clicking on the link. Now let's get back to the 4 tips for blocking off time in your calendar. Tip number 1, use the appointment schedule to block off your big rocks first. Big rocks are those things that are most important to you. What are the things that you value most? What are your highest priorities? What areas do you want to devote your time to? Those are your big rocks. Everything else falls around the big rocks like gravel. There's a video where Stephen Covey talks about big rocks and does a visual exercise to illustrate the point. I will link it in the upper right hand area of this video. If you want to know more about big rocks and how to determine which events are most important to you, there's a free Franklin Covey course that teaches you how to use their planning system. It will be linked in the area underneath this video. Also, I did a short video series on what I learned from the course, and I will link that in the description area of this video as well. Tip number 2, use the appointment schedule to block off time for time-specific events. Time-specific events are events that happen at a certain time. For example, do you have a doctor's appointment at a specific time? Then write that in. Or maybe you have a team meeting or conference call at a specific time. Then write those in. The benefit to this is that when you open your planner to see how your day looks, your eyes can go to this section of your planner and you can see what you have coming up. This section signals to you that you need to be somewhere or doing something at a certain time. Tip number 3 for using your appointment schedule is use the appointment schedule to plan to be on time for appointments. Being on time for appointments does not just happen. You have to plan for that. There was a time in my life when I was late to everything. When I was late to appointments, it made other people feel disrespected because they made sacrifices to be there on time, but I didn't. Now, everyone is late sometimes. Don't beat yourself up over that. I feel just awful when I'm late, and often I don't perform my best when I know that I have been late to something. Blocking off time allows you to see how much time you have in between events. The time in between events can help you start strategizing about how long it will take you to get to different events and how long it will take you to prepare for the meeting or the event that you're having. So this leads me to my last and final tip, and this tip may be controversial with some people. Tip number 4 is to allow white space in your appointment schedule. Allow white space in your appointment schedule. So what is white space? White space is where there is nothing written in your appointment schedule. White space allows you time to think about and make more sound decisions. I actually believe that you do your best thinking during periods of white space. I do not recommend that you fill your appointment schedule so that there's no white space. I often see this on social media where someone shows their planner spread and they have it all filled in for every single thing they plan to do throughout the day. And I just don't think that's realistic. And that's why tip number 1 was to schedule your big rocks first. Now, I understand that there are some days where you may feel that you have so much to do in a day that you need to just map it all out. And that's fine. I totally encourage that. So white space is okay. It makes appointments stand out on the page. It provides time for spontaneity. So what I like to do is schedule the big rocks and time-specific events only in my appointment schedule section. Then in the white space, I work on my prioritized daily task list. Now I want to provide some tips that I learned from reading the Ben Franklin biography and from taking the Franklin Planner online course. One tip that I learned from the Benjamin Franklin biography that I think is applicable to this video is let each part of your business have its time. Let each part of your business have its time. You know, I got a message through Instagram from a man that said, I work a full-time job and I am trying to launch a healthy vitamin store online on the side, and I'm having trouble balancing those two things. Any advice? So my advice to that is Benjamin Franklin's tip right here. One of Benjamin Franklin's virtues is order. He had 13 virtues, and they talk about it in the Franklin Planner online course. And one of them was, let all of your things have their places. Let each part of your business have its time. We live in a world full of distractions. You know, this world glorifies multitasking. Oh, get this phone, you can multitask. Oh, with this, you can and yes, multitasking is important because, of course, your employer wants you to do more than what you're doing now. They want the most productivity that they can get. But one important thing to note is that, honestly, we can only do one thing at a time and do it great. So my advice is to try to compartmentalize your life a little bit and let each part of your business, whether it's family or really a business, have its time. This will allow you to feel like you're doing everything to your best ability. The next tip is to write time-specific events on your monthly calendar tabs. So when there is a time-specific event, it is helpful to write that in on your monthly tabs. This is a month on 2 pages, and when I have to be somewhere, that is written on these monthly calendar pages. That way, when I'm trying to schedule an appointment, I can see my whole month at a glance, and I can say, like, oh, you know what, I'm free on this day, because I can see clearly I don't have any appointments. And this is just a great way for you to help manage and schedule your time. The next tip is to use the weekly compass to help you determine big rocks. One of the first tips that I gave in this video was to use the appointment schedule to schedule your big rocks, those things that are most important to you. But if you have questions about what are big rocks to you, what are those most important things to you, the weekly compass can help you determine that. For example, I determined on my weekly compass, because as my role as a daughter, that I wanted to follow up regularly with my elderly parents. So I may schedule a big rock, which is calling my parents, in my appointment schedule. That way I can make sure I'm getting something done that's important to me. Now I really want to do the weekly compass justice. I did a separate video where I discussed how to use the weekly compass, and I showed an example of how to fill out the weekly compass, and I will also put a link to it in the upper right hand corner of this video. And the last tip that I have for you that I learned from the Franklin Planner course is to be realistic. Be realistic. Consider the time that you have remaining outside of your time-specific events and determine what tasks that you can realistically include in your day. Be realistic with your tasks because there's only so much time. Not every task is of equal value or importance. I hope you found these tips helpful. If you have some information that you would like to share about blocking off time in your appointment schedule, please let me know in the comments because I love talking to you guys. Please don't forget to like this video. This is Tonya helping you feel more organized so this can be your best year yet. Take care.